Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning back in. I'm going to show you how to get absolutely amazing glowing skin on her. And of course, you know I always start by cleansing. If you aren't cleansing your clients, the makeup is actually just going to sit on any excess dirt and oil that's on their skin. So it is imperative to wipe down their skin prior to makeup. And I actually use 2 eye creams on my clients, so I always follow up the cleanse with the first eye cream, and then I always make sure that lips are conditioned and moisturized. I have literally fallen in love with beauty oils. The one from Danessa Myricks is the one that I actually keep in my kit. If you have a client that has semi-dry skin or really just want to make sure you pack on all the moisture, beauty oil is the quickest way to that, and it literally changed the way your makeup looks tenfold. And then going in, of course, with my Damminger Beauty Skin Perfecting Daily Moisturizer. This moisturizer is literally the best, and I'm not biased at all. I'm just saying that I have created the best moisturizer for you guys, and it looks amazing under makeup. I have started using a new primer. This one is by Danessa Myricks. It's from her Yummy Skin collection. This is the Glow Serum. It is literally a moisturizing serum, a glow serum, and a primer all in one. And if you want glowing skin, you have got to layer this on top of moisturizer. But before your makeup, it is literally going to be my go-to this summer for glowing skin. Starting with some underpainting with Danessa Myricks. Again, I feel like that's all I use anymore. This is her Contour Balm in the shade Fair 1. When it comes to underpainting, you want to follow the natural angles of your client's face and contour just like you would if you had foundation on already. Remember, the difference between a bronzer and a contour is that bronze is going to have more of that red, orange, warm undertone, and then contour is going to be more cools, so a more bluish, grayish undertone. That's going to allow it to have more of a shadow effect rather than a bronze, more warm effect. I know a lot of artists like to conceal after they have on foundation, but personally I've always done concealer first. So I guess you could say I've kind of always underpainted when it came to correction and to concealing. That's just what always worked for me. And if you like to conceal after you have on foundation, that is totally okay too. There is no wrong or right when it comes to makeup. Do what is easiest for you and what has always worked for you. Just make sure that you're always blending in your underpainting. So your concealer should be blended out and soft. So should your contour. You don't want any harsh lines so that it's easier to blend on your foundation. You don't have to fix anything once foundation is on. Also, yes, this is a tapered eyeshadow brush that I'm putting concealer on with. I actually love a good tapered brush to put on concealer. It just kind of pinpoints where I want to put product and just makes it easier. Now onto foundation. I like to just start pressing foundation all over so it's applied evenly, and you'll see that I actually start to avoid the areas where we've underpainted, especially with that contour, and I just want to do a very sheer amount over top, and this is just going to allow that we don't press in that contour and it starts to kind of disappear. And of course, always make sure that you're bringing down foundation onto the neck and décolleté so everything is evenly blended. Try not to grab any excess product, just use whatever is left on your brush to bring down onto neck and décolleté. What I've always done as a makeup artist is I've worked in sections. I like to do one half of the face and the other, maybe work on the upper portion of the forehead, then work on the jawline area. For me, it's just always helped, and I like to be able to see the whole picture at the end and just kind of tweak where I need to. If I find that I do the whole face at one time and try to do too many things, I tend to be a lot more heavy-handed, and that isn't always a good thing. So you really just want to make sure that you stay organized and you do what is best for you. Make sure to always work out creases before you start setting. With powder, I make sure that I always start with the translucent powder from RCMA under the eyes and on the eyelids, and then I'll go in with my MAC StudioFix to set the entire face. When it comes to longevity, I absolutely believe that you should always set your client's face with powder. It just depends on how much powder you use if it's going to turn out more cakey. So really just make sure that you're using small amounts at a time. Makeup is always best when layered in thin layers. This powder is just going to add more coverage and really make sure that makeup lasts throughout the entire day. I also make sure that I try to avoid or just very lightly set the areas like contour to make sure that the underpainting really stands out and we have a more prominent contour line. Now I do use bronzer to set the contour, but since we've already created that more natural contour line with the underpainting, I like to just pretend that that contour is really the client's natural contour line and go in and actually warm up those contour areas with bronzer. And I personally always use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Bronzer. It is my absolute favorite and I have all the shades in my kit. For Lacy, I actually used the brand new limited edition blush palettes from Chanel. Oh my god, if you know anything about me, you know I love Chanel Beauty. Instead of the MAC powder blushes that I usually use, I decided to use the Chanel blushes on her. Here is Lacy's gorgeous skin. Oh my god, this is before any eyes or lips, which I have done for a different video that I can eventually share with you guys. But this is her absolutely amazing skin. Oh my god, I just could not with her skin. I am literally obsessed with everything. Here it is with her eyes and lips done. I just have no words. I just can't cope with this. So I hope that this really helped you guys in breaking down how I do a client's skin. And if you have any questions, please leave it down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that this helped, and until next time, I'll see you later.